Well, good morning. Well, here we are back out at the forge. Gonna mess around today and see what we can do. I'm still gonna try out that new 4-pound hammer a little bit. Worked great on that 1/4-inch stock. Today, I'm gonna do a little free forging. No real plan in what I'm gonna do, but I've got a piece of 3/16 by 1.5 inches or so. It's about 12 inches long. I've welded it on a piece of scrap 1/2-inch bar stock just to give me a handle so I don't have to fool with tongs. And you'll notice that I have rounded the end. I've ground the end round. And that's just to make the forging a little quicker and make it so that I don't have to worry so much about fish lips, which anytime you're forging a corner, you're forging your point in and you're smashing the steel on the corners, sometimes will push out and you'll end up with what's called fish lips. So all I'm doing, this is just a little hack, something to make my life easier, something to make this go a little quicker, because like always, time is a premium. We're going to build a fire and see what happens, and I hope y'all enjoy. Thanks for watching. Okay, so let's start by drawing out a point, as always. I have a picture in my head of what I want. I want a hunter with a fairly thin blade. I want a little integral guard, not an integral bolster, a little integral guard. Just gonna see what we can forge out. Just keep drawing that point out. That point's gonna be the basis for everything else that happens. So I need the taper smooth. I need my width, my thickness uniform. It's looking pretty good. Now, of course, everything is on fast forward. Nobody would want to sit and watch this video at the normal speed or without the editing to make it a little faster. So right now I am isolating what's going to be my blade from the integral guard and the handle. So I know it looks like a mess. It looks like I'm forging some kind of a half-baked spear, but I've got an idea. We'll see if it works. So you can see the blade forming on the end, and the little bit hanging down at the bottom will be my integral guard. Got out the cross peen hammer so I can further isolate the integral guard from the blade and from the handle. Now I'm using the peening surface to drive that integral guard back. Smooth it out. It's getting there. The old adage is, if fine and edge be yours to win, first forge thick and then grind thin. Never be afraid to overforge. Never be afraid to forge too large and to clean up your profile on the grinder. Everything doesn't have to be perfect on the anvil. Yeah, I can already tell at this point that blade's probably going to be too long for what I'm wanting, so. Yet in spite of that, I think I'll waste another few minutes trying to make it work. Flatten it out and even it up. I should have already cut that off. Oh well, my mistake. I'm just further isolating the handle. It'll all make sense shortly. So we're going to cut that blade off. It's just too long. I have that problem quite commonly. I'll forge out a blade and it'll be just a hair too long. I'll have to nip a little off. Forge the tip back. Get my taper back where I want it. Even it out, level it up. Now I'm going to have to put a reverse curve in that blade. And there I go. I'm hammering off the camera. I didn't realize my angle was so bad. And I'm putting a reverse curve in the blade. Now I'm drawing the blade down for width. And as I draw the blade down away from the spine for width, squeezing the metal between the hammer and the anvil, it's forcing that reverse curve out, causing the blade to straighten back. As I continue to do that, working in for width, starting to work my bevels, it's going to bring that blade back just about where I want it. Pretty close. Definitely getting there. Got a few little humps and bumps along the edge, but not too bad. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with cleaning up your profile on the grinder a little bit. But it's got a good taper. Got the edge pretty close to where I want it. About time to go cut that handle off, I believe. Measuring for the handle. The old hard cutter. Nah. Never mind. I'll just use the grinder and whip it off. There we go. And back again, once again, hammering on the horn. Once again, I apologize. I didn't realize my angle was bad. But you can see how the handle moves under the hammer. Pretty close. But I'll tinker around with it for a little bit till I get it just where I want it. Yep, link's good. Needs to be cut off on an angle, but I'll do that with the grinder later. I'm going to put a touch mark on this one. I don't touch mark all my work, but I will stamp this one. Probably should touch mark it all, but sometimes I forget, sometimes I'm just too lazy. Just even everything up, straighten it up, make sure it's where I want it to be. And yep, I do believe that that'll do. And here we are, we're back in the house finally. I apologize for the poor lighting. I forgot to turn it on, and I'm not gonna make another take. So it is what it is. So we finished up the blade that I was forging on. You can do that when you're starting an ungodly hour when everybody else in the world is still asleep. And this is what we ended up with. It's our integral guard. I've got a little more choil here than I wanted, but it'll be okay. Nice little bright satin finish. Slap some handles on it and see if I can find it a new home. While I was at it, I had about 4 inches of stock left, so I made another one. A little bit different because I put a thumb rest up here. Same integral guard. Handle's got a little flare. Forged basically the same way. And probably one of the most useful things that I made, at least for me today. Don't know how well that's going to focus. Tweezers. Specifically nice pointy tweezers for pulling splinters. When you work with steel or you work with wood, you're constantly getting little tweezers, or getting little splinters, excuse me. Can't talk today. And this will make it so much easier. Just pull them out. Anyway, sometimes it's simple things that I'm the most proud of. But thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe you learned something. Hope maybe you got a few tips. Leave us a comment in the comments section. Be glad to hear from you. If you got some ideas for future content, let us know what you're thinking about, and we'll see what we can do about making it happen. Really love for you to like and subscribe. We're pushing for that coveted 1,000 subscriber mark so we can get monetized, get a little better equipment, maybe make a little better quality videos. But we do appreciate you watching. If you're still here at the end of this, you're much appreciated. Thank you, and have a blessed night.